Hi, welcome to What's New with Carcassonne. Today let's go over Expansion 8, Bridges, Castles, and Bazaars. As always, take the 12 land tiles from this expansion and add them in with the rest of the tiles you will be using this game. Then give each player a number of bridges and castles according to player count. For a 2, 3, or 4 player game, give each player 3 bridges and 3 castles. For a 5 or 6 player game, give each player 2 bridges and 2 castles. When it comes to bridges, first lay a tile normally. Then you may place a bridge on that tile or an adjacent tile. No diagonals. Also, both sides of the bridge must be touching field. And a bridge counts as a road and connects as a road, except it does not split fields. And that bridge stays in place until the end of the game. So when playing with bridges, it is possible to have a road line up with a field as long as a bridge is placed on that tile next to it. And you can place multiple bridges in a row, but each tile can only hold one bridge. And you can place a bridge on a tile that has a meeple. And it is possible for a player to claim a road that has a bridge using their meeple on the bridge, as long as someone else hasn't already claimed that road. And bridges are scored just like roads, so in this case, this road gets 1, 2, 3 points for pink. And bridges do not divide fields like roads do. When a city is completed that consists of only 2 semicircular segments, the player who has control of that city can take the 4 points or place a castle token, and your meeple would stay on the castle. Placing a castle does not get you any points. Instead, you score points when a neighboring feature is completed. And a feature is considered neighboring to the castle if the city is on is touching those tiles. So neighboring features would be on these tiles and the ones on this side. And only a part of a completed feature needs to be neighboring for you to get the points. So your neighbor and you both score the full amount of points. If a feature gets completed and no one gains points for it, you still gain those points. Once a meeple in a city has gained points this way, it returns to your supply, and the castle stays on the city. So whichever feature is completed first is the one that you must take points for. And if you do own a completed feature, you do score for completing the feature and for having the castle. A monastery is only considered adjacent to the city if it is one of these 6 tiles. If a player places a tile that completes more than one feature, that player decides which feature will be scored first. And that is how many points the player in the castle will get. If there are meeples on castles, those castles are considered to be incomplete. When a feature next to a castle gets completed, the player in that castle gains that amount of points and is considered to be completed. And because a feature beside a castle just got completed, that player gets the same amount of points as the initial castle. And because a feature was just completed by a castle, that player also receives the same amount of points as the initial castle. A small city with a castle on it is no longer considered a city, but they do still separate fields like cities do. At the end of a game, a castle is worth 0 points, but worth 4 points per farmer in the field. So each farmer would get 12 points in this example. When you draw a tile with a bazaar on it, do the usual place a tile, place a meeple, and score a feature. Meeples do not get placed on the bazaar. Once scoring has been completed, host a bazaar auction. To host a bazaar auction, first draw and reveal the same amount of tiles as there are players. If there are fewer tiles remaining than there are players playing, skip hosting a bazaar auction. Otherwise, to host a bazaar auction, the player on the left of the one who drew the bazaar tile chooses a tile and bids a number of points on it. Then, continuing clockwise, Players take turn bidding either a greater number of points or passing until all players have had the chance to bid or pass. Then the player who chose the tile must either buy the tile from the highest bidder by giving them the amount of points that made them the highest bidder, or sell the tile to the highest bidder by taking from that player that amount of points. If the only player to place a bid was the player who chose the tile, they pay the points for their bid, but no one else gains those points. And it is possible to bid on something that would give you negative points. Once a player has a tile because of the auction, they are out of the round and cannot bid anymore. The last player without a tile takes it for free. Then, starting with the first player to win an auction, each player lays down the tiles that they won. If you get a bazaar tile during an auction, placing it does not trigger another bazaar auction. Once the auction phase is complete, resume play as normal. Before we go, a bazaar variant rule is when each player has won which tile that they will win, each player uses that tile to take their turn as normal, rather than to complete the auction phase. Thank you for joining me for What's New with Carcassonne Expansion 8, Bridges, Castles, and Bazaars. Have fun, and I invite you now to join me as I do a playthrough. And welcome back to Carcassonne. Today, of course, we're going through Expansion 8, Bridges, Castles, and Bazaars. We have here player 1 and here player 2 because my name is Richard, my wife's name is Jen. That's been done before, so I just go player 1, player 2. Keep things nice and easy. We have green, we have our abbots here. I always like playing with them, so I'm going to always play with them. I have 3 bridges here for each player and 3 castles for each player as well. And you can see that we have our 2 green and pink sitting on the score track. I did not grab 50 and 100. I will do that right now. And I'm back, and I grabbed even a couple for each player, so I'll just set those over there. Okay, so I believe that lets us be ready to go. So green and pink, player 1 and player 2 will go there. And okay, so for the most part, I have randomized the I've randomized the tiles. However, I did set one aside to be sure that I am showing off at least a couple of things. So we have here a bazaar tile. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. If I learn that it's pronounced differently, I will pronounce it that way in the future. Okay, so you take a tile, you set it normally. Now, we got a couple of new pieces here. A castle, which does not have any relevancy right now, and a bridge. So I might as well say that it is possible to, right now, place a bridge. It doesn't really have a point right now because we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I can technically place, as long as it's on, in the middle of the tile, like a road, and it's touching field and nothing else, field and field. There we go. I can place a bridge right now, and there it is. So even though it counts as points as road, it does not separate the field. So if I placed a meeple on one side, both, here, I'll do that. If I placed a meeple on one side, both sides would still be connected of the field. So that's how the bridge works. To get that out of the way immediately, next, we have the bazaar. So when you place a bazaar, you just placed normally, so it's set down. I feel like claiming the city. You do not claim the bazaar. That's just lets you know what's about to happen. So I have put a meeple in the city. There's no scoring going on. And now that we have scored, there is no scoring. We now draw 2 tiles. So I will take these 2 tiles. I'm going to zoom out just a sec. And we now auction for these. So I'm the one that drew the bazaar. I'm the one place the meeple, I being player one, that is. I'm the one that randomly drew these ones. The reason I drew 2 tiles is because player 1, player 2, and of course in a 3-player game there'd be 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, etc. So between the two of us, this is what we're bidding for. So player next to me gets first choice. So player next to me gets first choice. So player 2, what would you like? Do you want to just take that road and get 2 points? Do you want to take this, claim a field, or maybe start building your own city somewhere? Player 2 will be bidding on this one. So what does player 2 think is a fair bid for that tile? Player 2, of course I'm in player 2's head. Player 2's thinking, well, if I, set it there, for example, I could set a meeple there. There's a good chance I could potentially get into this city, which when that's completed gets me 2 points. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, if that's the minimum. So, well, I'm not going to bid that many. That's ridiculous, and we're just starting the game. And when we're bidding, we are allowed to bid more than the points we have. So we're both at 0 right now, and I think this exact situation is why we're able to bid more. What happens when it's the start of the game? You know what? Let's bid more than points we have. So that's what we're going to do. So player 2 is going to say, it's so early. I do really want this. I do really want to go. But because it's so early, I'm not going to be ridiculous. I am going to go a little bit higher than maybe I should. I will say 4 points. Okay. So player 1 now has to decide, okay, do I want this bad enough that I bid more than 4 points? And if there were other players, I would also have to keep in mind how badly I want it compared to how badly other players may want it. So in a 2-player game, player 2 bids 4. If I want it bad enough, I just bid 5 and it's mine. Otherwise, other players may want it, and player 1 might think to himself, well, player 3 might desperately want this and say 6 points, so maybe I should up my bid from 5 to get the minimum to 7. Everybody gets 1 bid as long as everyone has had the chance to bid or pass. Everyone gets that 1 shot. On the other hand, there's a bit of a risk I could take. I could say 5 points, but being in player 2's head, player 2 may think, okay, I can give player 1 5 points by upping them to 5 and taking 5 off of mine. There'll be a 10-point difference there. Is that worth it? See, so now it's in player 1's hands. Does if player 2 decided, okay, you take it, is it worth 5 points for me to have this? See, this is 4 points just with this. Okay. But is it worth having a 10-point difference for player 2? Oh man, as player 1, I kind of very much want to say 5 points. Because as player 1, either way, I'm feeling okay. Because, guaranteed 4 points, yes, that's 1 less point than I would have. Oh man. But it might be worth it to have this guaranteed crest right here. Oh, okay, player 1, I am going to say 5 points. Now player 2 is sitting here. Well, 4 points for, it's early enough that I feel like it would be guaranteed to get the 4 points back and then whatever for the city, and then I could probably get in there. But that would be me giving 4 points, and that would be it. But now that he's bidding 5 points, that's me giving him 5 points and taking off 5 points, not just taking off 4 points and player 1 gets nothing. Yeah, well played, player 1. All right, so player 1 feels okay. So 5 points taken off, and there we go. What's this? Player 1 completely forgot. Yeah, but I get those points. It was my tile. So player 1 says, whatever. We showed what's happening here. So that is how it would work. So it was player 2's tile. Player 1 got the tile from player 2. Therefore, uh, he got it from player 2, so he loses those points, and therefore player 2 gains those points. Then he placed the tile. If it was player 2 who had won the bid, player 2 would have just got the, you know, I think I was saying it backwards. The point is, this is how it works. This is how it works. So player 1 for himself would have just lost the 5 points. Or sorry, the 4 points had player 1 said pass. Had player 1 said pass, and the one player with the tile was the only one dealing with the tile. No one else was bidding on it. Then player 2 would have lost the points. That's how that would have worked. So when we're dealing with two different players, one player is getting points, the other player is losing points, depending on whether the one holding the tile is buying or selling. And if it's the same player, you just sell, I guess, to I don't know what, the game. Anyways, so player 2 went first. Player 1, there's no one left to bid, so player 1, sorry, player 1 won the auction and placed a tile. Player 2 has not placed a tile, and there's no one to bid for it, like bid against them for it, so the last tile is just given to the last player who doesn't have a tile. So player 2 is just going to, yeah, I guess I'll take some road points. And that is the bazaar. Hopefully you're able to suss out what is actually going on, even with my bit of mistakes and misspeaks. Ultimately, what I did is correct, unless it wasn't. I have said some things incorrect, but what I did, the actions should speak for the truth of how it goes. So let's just continue on. Like I said, the remainder of the tiles. Oh, I should say these two tiles were just drawn at random. It was just this one. And speaking of, so if you get a bazaar as part of the auction and you lay it down after winning a bid, you don't start another bazaar. I remember doing that in the first edition, right? It's a bazaar, and then you have to redo all this all over again. I remember doing that. I don't know if that was correct then, but I remember doing that. So there definitely is a note in the instruction books that says, yeah, don't do that. So if say this one was a bazaar, don't worry about it. Finish this bazaar and just continue playing. That's it. Okay? So that's player 1 laying down this tile. And these are just a result of winning the auction. So even though it ended up having to go in order with player 1 doing that, player 2 doing that, it could have been reversed and that would be fine. Now we just continue our turns regularly. So player 2 is going to draw his regular. Okay, let's just continue some more road. It's too early for fields and there's nothing else. So player 1, road. How's player 1 feel about road? Maybe I can get myself some road points over here. Player 2. Player 2 could finish this city, but won't. Let's zoom out a bit. Let's cut off player 1's hopes to get my road. And might as well put that there. Player 1. Yeah, what? Oh, and I have a garden, so I might as well place the abbot. Player 2. Player 2 there. And I should say that I could have placed this abbot here. When player 1 set this tile down, like he already has control of the city, but you can place a meeple like you normally would. So I could have placed the abbot there. That would have been fine. That's not what I'm doing, but let's put that there. Player 2. Okay. So here's an example of the instruction book saying a 2-tile city, which 2 tiles, but it is clarified in Wikicarpedia that it has to be the 2 half circles specifically. And I think maybe that has to do with this cutting off to the corner, maybe. The point is, I cannot, even though this is a 2-tile city, you know what, I'm going to overtalk myself and forget to give myself points. So, 4 points. So even though this is a 2-tile city, this castle does not go on it. It has to be the 2 half circles before that can work. Okay, do you want that road? You know what? Before, see, I have more than one. Before I score, I had put that there. Yes, that's right. Okay, that's good. Player 1 has some road. Let's do that. Or do you want to? No, don't. Okay, so player 1 does that. It's a road heavy game so far, so be it. Or I'm just ing. Oh shoot. I knew that would happen. I overtalked myself. Well, can't do anything now. Change my mind. I'm gonna do that. It looks like we're gonna be good with fields here. So player 2 is like, oh man, seriously? And yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. Let's finish this city. Oh, player. See, I'm already confusing my players. Okay, so I'll do this. Claim city, and that ends nothing. So player 1 does this. Now you can place a meeple there. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The bazaar does nothing for points. It just starts a bazaar. That's it. So 10 points for green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're out of the negative. And another 5. Player 2. Let's do this. Player 2. You just get there. Da-da-da-da. Player 1. 2. Geez, if you're claiming fields already, you're making me nervous. So player 1, road. That's just that. Ho 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 ho. Oh no, it wouldn't matter. I was like, but you can put a bridge. No, you can't put a bridge. The field has to be on the same tile. So this can't have a bridge because there's a road there. This can't have a bridge because there's a city there. So I guess I just claim 4 points. As I know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, so now we're on even. Oh, now we're on even ground. We're both at 9 points. 9 and 9. Player pink. Okay, if we do that, that cuts off here. That's okay if we start building out over here. If we did not do that, then we would do that. That cuts us off too much for my taste. Actually, I don't know what gets pulled up later. Let's continue committing to this. So let's do that, and let's do that. Yeah. Okay, so player 1. Okay, here we go. Player 1 has a castle. What does a castle do? Well, you see. Okay, so I could just take the points now of this 4, and that'd be fine. But then We wouldn't learn nothing. So I'm taking no points. I'm putting a castle there, and I'm putting my meeple here. So when a feature beside the castle gets completed, and beside is here and here, whichever feature is completed first, as long as one of those features touches these tiles, like I say, as long as one of those features touches this tile, it gets completed, and this player also gets those points. Whether someone or no one gets those points, this one gets points. Whatever's completed first. The city could be completed first. This monastery could be completed first. Something gets put here if that's completed first. Whatever that is, this one gets points. So that's what we're waiting for. So there we go. So player 2. Let's add to our field. You know what? Let's add to our field, and we too, player 2, will not take. I'm putting a meeple here. I claim it, but not for the points, but for the castle. So I'm going to do the same thing. So if a road segment gets put here, that's 3 points. This meeple gets 3 points. And then whoever put that segment there would get the 3 points. It's whatever's completed first. You can't say, oh no, I don't want those points. I want those points. Whatever's first, that's the points you get. That's how it works. 1's good with this. Yeah, 1's good with this, especially because of that. I claim the city and then hope that this city is what's completed first. And maybe it's big. Okay, so player 2 is going, yeah, but that might, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If I go 5, if I go 6, oh, but then that gets 9 points here. Oh, but I'm the one completing this feature, so I get to decide which one gets scored first. Actually, it wouldn't matter. What's I hit here? That's 9 points. Oh, man. Ah, man. Ah, man. Okay, we'll see what ends up happening. We'll see what ends up happening. So green. Okay, I'm going to put this city segment here. I don't want anything from it. It's not worth dumping a bunch of meeples into the field. Do I want that road though? No. 2 meeples. No, I don't want the road. Okay, so player 2 is gonna go then, and we pull a road. So it's a 2, 4, 6. We pull another one that's 8 points. But you know he's trying to maximize these points, so I'm going to do this. And hope 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one we get finished first. It would be nice if I pulled a one of the cloisters with the road that ends at the cloister. Then that means you're only getting 6 points. We'll see what actually ends up happening. So player 1 is now going to go, and we get some road. I get 9 points there, and I am going to finish this. So player 1 is taking the 3 points for this, and oh man, I'm only getting 3 points for that. All right, and the castle stays there. But at the end of the game, it's worth 4 points for fields instead of 3. So, okay. So pink, castle is automatically 4 points. So pink for sure is getting that 4 points. Even if no other city is done, that castle is. So you see how the city touches this corner and touches that corner. That's why this corner, this side, this is done. So 3 and 3, and they move in tandem. 12 points each. So that was green. So pink. Bazaar. Okay. I want to continue that road up there. Might as well. And we do our next bazaar. That's already the field. Okay, so pull 2 at random. 1, 2, and we got, okay, what do we got? Player 2 is the one playing that down, so player 1 gets first choice this turn. Player 1 could take this and finish the city right away, get 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm not finishing this anyways. Or I could jump on taking this tile, finishing the city, and get for sure 8 points before player 2 can, mess me up. So this would be the one that player 1 would want to finish the city to get 2 extra points, because you know that player 2 wants to mess him up by finishing this. Oh, that would be 9 points. Oh, why am I being silly? Oh, unless he was able to get, a cloister that closed off the road there. Okay, so there's only like 2 of those tiles in the base set, I think. So player 1 is going to hope that this works by getting this one. So player 1, okay, what are you actually going to bid though? How worth it is it to you to lose points to hopefully get these extra points? Player 1 says 2 points. Okay. Does player 2 want to outbid 2 points? Because player 2 can set those over there. Player 2 says, well, okay, 3 points. Player 2 says, I'm just so focused on what I'm doing, I didn't even think about you, and okay. So set that aside. So player 2 won the bid of the tile that player 1 chose. And he said 3 points. So player 1, 2, 3, because I'm the one buying it, and 1, 2, 3. The points go to the highest bidder. Wait. Yeah. The player who chose the tile is selling the tile to the highest bidder. So I am correct that is correct. So player 1 has sold this to player 2. Okay, so player 2 is going for Mega City. Fair enough. Not to me, but okay. So that leaves player 1, who did not get a tile, to just get this tile. No one to bid against. So you want to finish it now? No, because if this gets completed first, then I get 1 more point. Okay. Well, can you put it anywhere else? I can put it somewhere else. It can make a mega city. Yes, you can make a mega. Wow, can make a mega city. And player 1 claims it. So player 2. That was player 2. Sorry, player 1. Okay, player 1. If this was player 2's, that would have gone there. But player 1 figures he can help himself out more than that. Man. Kind of road. I'm just thinking I could, because green doesn't have this over here. Do you need it? So you have all this out here. True, if I don't take it, then pink will. So green has this field. Take the road. Okay. Player 2. can build another castle, but not there. And not right now, it looks like. Okay, fair enough. So, let's do this then. So I guess in this case, it's a potential for another castle. Let's do that. Okay, so that's player 2. So player 1 does want to do this. Okay, so there we go. So player 1 has now gotten into this field and take the city. So we don't have to worry about this ending up belonging to someone else. Player 2. Okay, yeah. Let's do a castle. Let's do a castle. It always seems like it's a good idea to do a castle, but who knows? So 1, 2, 3, 4 points right now if this road gets completed. If not, this city, however many, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, if one more, no, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, if one more tile goes in here. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So player 1 cannot put that. Oh, let's just do this then. That's fine. The player 2 wants. You can't do. Oh, you want to do that though. You can. Oh man. Player 2. That road is messing me up. See, I could put this here, but then you have to guarantee that you're going to get a piece, which 1, 2 have already come up. Oh, that's all right. Okay, so can player 2 think about expanding elsewhere? Well, not if you're only going to be in this field. Because if you put this here, the city's outside that. If you put this here, the city's outside that. Do you really want to take this risk? Because right now, you, in the farmer in the field, only have this castle and this city. Do you say, oh well, I'm sure I'll get something? Pink, do you have a meeple? You do have a meeple. Okay. If that's what you want to go with, of course you can go with that. So player 1, player 1 gets the piece that player 2 is hoping to get. So yeah, let's just continue adding on to here and hope that we get double the points when this one's finally completed. So player 2 is going to, wow, I did not see that coming. But super glad it happened, eh? Player 1 can continue Mega City. Cannot continue this city. So I suppose I might as well do that. Oh, you don't have a meeple anyways. Yeah, you can't do anything with bridges. So player 2. Let's just, yeah, this is just continuing a road. So player 1. How do you feel? It's about time to finish? You feeling good? You know what? It takes the relief off that I get points right now. So yeah, I'm good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And another 16. So that's 31, and another 16 is 47. Very nice. And I didn't put a meeple down, so I could have taken this off too. Let's see if we get one more point. Whatever. Whatever. It didn't happen. Let's have it continue to not happen. So, and player 2 is saying the exact same thing. Let's get me 3 meeples back. And however many points, twice, because this city is a part of this, as neighboring this castle. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Wow, 16. They literally said the exact same thing. Okay, so 32. What's that? 41. Very nice. I just realized that pink has 2 castles in their field, so that's good. And a city. Well, green has 1, 2, 2 cities and just needs to connect one way or another. Okay, so anyways, that's pink. Let's go green. Player. Oh. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm having good luck here. So, this is already completed. So I couldn't find an official ruling. So can you build a castle next to a feature that's already completed? I think my interpretation of that is whatever the next completed feature is. So it would be worthless to build a castle if these 2 tiles were completed because you're not going to get anything at all. Don't waste your meeples on that. But like I say, my interpretation is whatever the next completed feature is, and it's still possible to complete a feature yet, even though this one is completed. So what I am going to do is do that, and whatever the next, these 2 are the only ones available to be completed, so that's what I'm going to do. And so that's player 1, so player 2 draws this one. And, okay, is able, let's do this way. Able to, let's guarantee that this is in this field. So to guarantee that this is in the field that they already own, I'm going to do that. And player 2's meeple is there. So player 1, a bazaar. Player 1 drew a bazaar. What would you like to do? You can do that. Just get those points, have the bazaar, have it be all nice. Okay, let's do that. Let's take this road that's here for the bazaar. And we got 2, 4, 6, 8 points for green. 1, 2, 3, 5. So that's done with that. And draw 2 tiles. And we get, hoo-ha. Oh, okay. So player 2 is the one who gets to choose first. Player 1 is up there. What would you like to do? There's still enough tiles that it would be worth it to get more city. Player 1. Player 1 who started the bazaar. Player 2 chooses the tile and says, I'll keep it low. I'll say 3. 3. I will bid 3 points for this. Player 1 who if this is the other option, then I feel okay getting this too. I feel okay getting this. I'll just take this for free. Okay, you pay 3 points. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. So player 2, 1, 2, 3. Nothing happens with player 1 because player 2 was the one that chose it and the one that bid on it. So you just pay the bid and that's it. So player 2 is of course going to put that there. Player 1 feels good. You can put something there. Okay, so what fields do we own? We have this over here. You can go in there, down here. I do want to get in down here somehow. Oh. I don't know if that's dumb or not. Because I don't know what tiles are coming out. That's why I don't know that. Okay. Fair enough. Because I could just put that there. And then that could get me into there. Let's hope. Okay. So player 1 was the one that started that bazaar. And player One, do you want? Kind of feel like take it anyway. Player 2 can't mess me up. Player 2 grabs a Bazaar. And this one has a Inn by the Lake. We're not playing... Inn by the Lake. Well, we know how to play Inn by the Lake rules. So, as a reminder, if this road gets completed, the Inn by the Lake, come on, the Inn by the Lake gives it 2 points per road tile, or nothing if the road ends up being incomplete. So what I'm going to do is complete a road right now. I know we're not playing Inns and Cathedrals, but I know how to play it. It's already a part of an expansion I enjoy. So I will totally forget that that was there and just say, well, had I thought of it, oh shoot, this bazaar ended this road. Shoot. Okay, so I'm gonna complete this. Let's say this was already 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 would have already been on this one, and now we're claiming this one. So 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 points for this one. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, because I also feel like if we only had the base game, like at all, we were people who had just the base game and we're like, oh, this one looks interesting, let's get this one. That Inn by the Lake wouldn't mean anything to us, but because I'm doing this as a part of this series and I already pointed out and explained that's what that is, I'm just going to default to it's on the tile. I'm just going to do it. Green can do this. Oh, if I had a way to claim, this, I would. Green. If I did do this, yes, that gets you points, but that gets me, but who cares? I could put this here and then hope that this, but then I'm committed to this, whatever this ends up being. It would have to be a semicircle with a road, as in it would have to be. I could just do this. Okay, I could do this. That doesn't. Oh, that limits me to. Yeah, but okay. Because I can. No. Okay. Hmm. You know what? We each have one left. Okay. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do this. See, now I'm reconsidering again. Because, yeah, I'm giving you points, but then you're not extending your road any further than you could. Your road gets cut off here, and you're stuck with that amount of points and no more potential. But put this here. This green is now in this field. So this green now has this city as well as this one. So it's kind of to my advantage to keep this field separate from this one, because this city is claimed twice. Is it worth it? Anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for pink. So we're at 6. Oh, and I've not been doing these. Each player has 50-50. Pink. Ooh. Okay. Pink. Building up. Okay. Let's go up here. Let's go up here. And green. Just a straight road. So we do this, we can help out our own monastery here, or we could put that, help out this guy. Yeah, there's no meeple here. Yeah, let's finish this. If I'm not putting a meeple down, that means I can take my abbot and just get these 7 points. 12. Pink has a curvy road. Oh yeah, and a meeple. So if we did this, this just gives us points. 2, 3, 4 points right now. So player 1, ooh, full city and a bazaar. Player 1, oh, there's only one place I can put it, and it's not on my city. All right. Player 1 has to put it on player 2. Player 1 has to put it on player 2's city. I did this. Well, it didn't help much. So player 1 had to put it on player 2's city. Let's grab tiles and, okay, it's monastery and road and just road. So player 2 is the one who chooses first. And of course, if it's the same thing plus monastery, player 2 who has meeples wants this one. Player 2 will say 3 points. Player 1 is saying, do I want 3? Is it worth it getting for 3 points? No. It could be, but I'll say no. So player 2 simply loses points. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'll put this, put my abbot on, and this will give me at least 1 more point than I had before, plus this extra road 1. So I think I'm good on that front. Just making sure. Sure. So player 1 says, well, I just get a straight road. So that's fine. I'll just set that there, which gets me 1 step closer to getting him off. That's what I'm going to do. So player 1 had to put that there. So player 2 is going to draw more city. Okie dokie. Let's do this. Let's do this. And you do not have an abbot. Do you want to pull this up already? Get yourself the 1 point. 4 points, but 1 extra point right now. No, yes, no, yes, yes, because I always regret not having my abbot. So let's just 1, 2, 3, 4. So player 1, oh, is happy with this. Oh, is very happy with this. Let's put that there. Okay. Oh, that's the abbot there. Player 2. What do you prefer? Because there's a couple options up there. Okay, so let's do this. And you have a meeple. Oh, I was going to put the abbot. I can't put the abbot. I'm just thinking about the field. No, I'm not going to put the field. So player 1 has road, but I can't put that there. Any other road that is useful to me? Well, this would get me 2 points right now. This, oh, no matter which way I put it, it's going to be closed off. If I did, no, it's better to do that from. So this will get 3 points there. I don't have meeple anyway, so player 2. Okay, road. So player 2 is just going to set this right here. Player 1, more straight road. I can't put that there now, so let's just continue this, I suppose. Player 2. Oh man. No, I don't want to put that up there because I don't want to limit what can go here for this city. So I'm not going to put that there. I could just set this out of the way, or if I set this here, yeah, okay. If I set this here, I know player 1 wants to finish this, so player 1 will do that, I'm sure. Player 1 draws it, of course. And that gets me at player 1, yes, okay, fine. I do not have a meeple and I want a meeple, and if I do this, I get a meeple right now. Or I do this and get a meeple right now. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, okay, but you can get another meeple by doing that later. Player 2. Straight road means I don't really have bridges out, do I? I just saw, it's not the best example, but I saw an example of being able to do one. So what you do, you know what, let's just do it. Okay, so see how up here, let's just do it. So that's the tile I laid down, but there's no road here. But it is just field and field. So I'm going to put this bridge there, field to field, and I'm going to put my meeple on here because you can put the bridge on the tile that you're on or one beside it, no diagonals. So this is now a 1, 2, 3 road. Is that the best use of it? I don't care. I'm gonna do it. It looks cool. So I'm gonna go to player 1's turn now. Oof. Okay. Well, if I do that, I can start a city. We're starting to wind down. We're not done yet, but it's still possible to close this off. It's also still possible to take someone else's city. There. Okay. That would just give you a meeple and only give me 1 point if I did that. So let's continue our road out here. Yeah. Player 1. Ah, nice. A city segment I can appreciate. Oh, no meeple. Well, even if it gets finished, I'll get points for it. So player 2. Definitely let's close off cities. I need one more on this city here to finish that off. Player 1 gets a straight road. If you do this, I can get a meeple back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, I just saw that this is completed. Okay. Okay. Just to help myself not forget, I'm just going to give myself that 4 points. Okay, so I get 9 points for having finished this feature. Oh, never mind. Oh, my mistake. So yes, I get 9 points for this feature, but it's not neighboring. It's not a part of one of these tiles. The monastery itself would have to be one of these, not one of the tiles surrounding the monastery. So because this monastery is just one over from what it could count, this is still here. So 9 points for that. 29. Player 2. This also has a road. Player 2. Okay. No. I don't want to add to that city because then it ends up limiting what could go there later. Oh. So what is pink pink and green have the same field. No, green has majority of the field. No, I'm wrong again. I'm wrong again. Because it cuts off here. It still cuts off here. And it cuts off there. Okay, so if a tile goes here, then pink would be a part of this field that green has the majority of. And it is possible that something gets put there. Or pink already has this field. Because this now goes over here as well. If I did this, no, that's in green's field. Man, this game is hard. Okay, what does pink do? I'm looking. Pink's field. Okay, so this road cuts off here. So if I started a city, it would have to be, oof. Okay, so if I started a city, it would have to be like here. Because it still cuts off here. And green was over here, but this road is still dividing it. Okay. Here's hoping I can at least get some points for that. Green. Oh, just a pink. Green. Happy. And let's put this here. Yeah, don't worry about field. Okay, so just need something there. So green is already in here, so green has majority, like I said. That's cool. Maybe later. So pink, player 2. Hey, that city up there is completed. Okay, so nice. Done. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 for the shield. That's 21. Green. Okay. Yeah, I guess I just add to this city. Yeah. Pink. Player 2. Okay, so we're kind of at the point of there are cities that'll get started that will not be finished. So, so green. This side green. Oh, there's a monastery in that city, and I even have an abbot. So I am going to do that. I'm going to take this. Might as well. That's 3 points. Whatever. So pink road. If I do this, it would just end this road. Dude, yeah, pink has a meeple. Oh, if I do this, the odds of green finishing this to get extra points. So I want to put a field here, but then I would have to have this and able to connect that. Do you work towards that? Because odds are that's just not going to happen. Yeah, the odds are that's just not going to happen. Let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points for pink. 28. Green. Okay. Green finishes this city. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 points for green. 7. Okay. And then bishop or abbot. I'll just keep it there. Pink. Oh, pink. get pink only wants in this field if they can have majority or even just equal, but majority preferably. So putting this here would be dumb. Putting this here, taking that road, claiming this field, no one else is in this field. And that's as far as it goes. Let's do that. And we get 2-4 because of the in by the lake. So 4 points for that one. And pink just triggered a bazaar. Okay, so 1, 2. Player 1 gets to choose. What does player 1 want? Player 1 wants in that city, probably. Player 1 does have a meatball, so we could get 8 points right there. And let's say it's the end of the game and no more tiles after that one's connected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, with the potential for more. Okay, and that's probably not going to be a completed city. So let's say 3 points for this. Player 1 says 3 points. Player 1 says this is worth 3 points. Either you're paying that or I am. Player 2 says, I know what you're doing, I'm pretty sure. But is it worth more than 3 points? Because I would end up with more points than you. I'll say 4 points. Because I'm going to get more than 4 points for that city when we're done anyways. 4 points. All right, so 4 points goes to green. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put this in this section over here. And that just gives green this one. And green's okay with that because that's going to go there, which connects this field, which now connects over here and gets that one. Oh, it already did anyways. But it gets 8 points. Anywhere else would get less than that. Okay. So player 1's actual turn, because player 2 was the one who put that down. Player 1. Close to finishing off that city, but that's not what I need. Okay. Start a new city. There's, oh wait, go this way so that the field is attached to this. Green has nothing. So, pink player. Ooh, I have an habit. Let's put this here. If I place nothing later, I get 7 points. Player 1, curvy road. Well, you're not going to be getting a ton of points from this road based on how many tiles are left. So 9 points for green. 40 is 49. Player 2, holy smokes. A full city with a bazaar. And I can put it in that in my city. So grab 2 tiles. Player 2 is the one that triggered it, so player 1 gets to choose. Okay. I'll say 4 points. Player 1 sets the price of the first one at 4 points. Pink looks at this and says, well, that's fine. I'll just take this one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, because I'm just getting it. And that's where my original thought was, so I'll just do that. And player 2 just gets this one. Well, thanks. I'll just do that. This was the one that started it. I'm feeling confident about that. So player 1 then. Another bazaar. It's just empty field and a bazaar. Okay. Player 1 will put this, I guess, to help this meeple out. Gets another point for that meeple. So anyways, a bazaar occurs, and there are enough tiles. In fact, they are the final 2 tiles. They are the final 2 tiles. So player 1, so player 2 gets to choose first. Player 2 says, oh no, I'll take this one for 2 points. Player 1 says, I mean, these are literally the final 2 tiles of the game, so okay, you take pay your own price for it and then put it wherever. Like, okie dokie. I can put this here and give you 3 points for it. Or I can just set this over here and at least you don't get points for it. Yeah, I guess I'll just do that then. Player 1 just gets this and can't put that there. Does not have a meeple. I'll just do that. Okay, that is it. 1 bridge was placed. That's, yeah. So unless I forgot to flip them over, green has extra 50 and pink has an extra 100. So let's start with green. 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This Abbott gets 6 points. At the end of the game, 0. So we got 8 points over here. 17. We got 1, 2 points there. And now this is 1 field. Yeah. And now this is 1 field. So we got that does nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, green got in there. And pink. Pink has majority of this field because when you go up around this way, it wraps around. There you go. Okay, so do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cities is 18. 17. So green's at 37. Was that 137? 137. Now, that also means they have all the castles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 4 is another 16. So that's 13 and 3. So is that 153? 153. The pink has 100. And I don't know if they're on 26. Oh man, I'm not good at this. 26 or 27. I'll put 26. If I'm 1 point off, then it'll matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points for that city there. 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. 41. So 1, 2, 3, 4 points. And 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have the 50. Now, oh, I forgot this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this meeple has 1, 2 completed cities to 12, and 1 castle. So I'd make another 4 points. All right. And I forgot no meeples. So it looks like pink won. Hey, that's pretty, that's not bad. That's not a bad score spread between players. So thank you very much for joining me on Carcassonne's 8th expansion, Bridges, Castles, and Bazaars. And come join me now as I give it my MegaCarc ranking. All right, we got Bridges, Castles, and Bazaar. Oh, Bazaars. Okay, let's break it down. What did I think of each? We got the Bridges. The Bridges is, I'm going to say, is an excellent theory. Is an excellent, what about? Yeah, what if you could just build your own roads, not just lay down a tile that has roads? That seems awesome. In practice, though, how often do you care that much about roads that you wish to build it? It's more of a, you want to lay a city tile down, but there's a road segment. So, the tile, by that road segment, you can just allow that to continue on. So that's cool. But it doesn't happen enough that I call it essential. You might as well play with it. Like, build your own road. Like, why would you be not amicable towards that? So there you go. You might as well play with the bridges. The castles. Also another nice idea. It is not essential. Although building something that gets you points and also someone else points, like you can leech off someone else's points and also get that same amount of points. That's always cool. It's a little bit of a rule set, but you might as well play with the castles, right? You just give yourself more use for the 2 semicircle cities. Get the 4 points, or hopefully, I find, at least most of the time anyways, you end up with more than just the 4 points. Hopefully it happens before the end of the game. Otherwise you get nothing. So yeah, you definitely might as well play with the castles. So the bazaars. So I have a couple thoughts with the bazaars. So it's like the catapult, in a sense. People hated the dexterity element of the catapult. When we played with the catapult, there was like one option there that made kind of sense, that we would all default to choosing that one thing. I think it was like, if you catapult your meeple into an unoccupied, unfinished thing, you could get, maybe it's been that long that I don't actually remember if that's what it was. But people hated the catapult because Carcassonne is not a dexterity game. Like, what were you thinking? Um, the Bazaar is kind of the same way, in that if you want to play a tile laying auction game, play Isle of Skye. Don't add Bazaars into Carcassonne, play Isle of Skye. Plus, you get some neat different scoring options and all that kind of stuff. So if you have the Bazaar and you're like, well, I don't know, you know what? Keep it simple because really, they're an interruption to the game. They're not awful or useless or they don't lend themselves to being, what even is this? No, we try to avoid it. No, it's going to happen, and that's fine. And choosing something is fine, but that's not. It's just not Carcassonne, you know. So keep it simple. Don't throw this into a MegaCarc game. That's just going to interrupt the flow of the game. Choose a tile, place a tile. Choose a tile, place a tile. Not choose a tile, pick more tiles, choose more tiles, and then remember whose turn it was, and then try to get back into the rhythm of things again. Keep it simple. So that's my take on Expansion 8, Bridges, Castles, and Bazaars. So thank you very much for joining me this time, and we'll see you next time. Have fun.